So today's video is going to be a little bit different than normal. Instead of a garden show outdoors, it's going to be a cooking show indoors. And I thought to call it the Eat What You Grow cooking show. So some viewers have asked me to make a video on what I have mentioned in my videos, like my chili and gooseberry chutney and my beetroot preserve. So I really appreciate that feedback, because then it helps me to create content that you actually want to watch. In today's episode of the Eat What You Grow cooking show, we are going to be making beetroot preserve. I'm going to be using the beetroots from my garden and the lemons from my lemon tree, as well as my coriander seed, which I saved from my garden. My name is Bridget, and this is the Sherwood Urban Farm. So to start off with, we're going to, that was a bit loud, we're going to trim the beetroot tops and bottoms of all of them. And it doesn't matter if they look a bit gnarly, it's not a problem, because we'll boil it and then skin that off anyways. I found that instead of trying to peel your beetroots before you've boiled it, it is so much easier to boil them and then the skins just slide off, which is even easier than, I feel, when your potato skins slide off after you've boiled that. So I'll just do a number of these. I'm going to weigh this afterwards to tell you exactly how much beetroot you're going to need in weight. I didn't actually weigh this before, but I mean, you're going to need to know after you've trimmed all of this stuff off anyways. I've also found that for me, beetroot grows better in the cooler months, so spring, autumn and winter, than what it does in summer. I find in summer it just wants to go to seed. And this is also the last beetroot which I've harvested. I do have some more beetroot in the garden, but they are just not ready yet. And that's decidedly the last for this growing season. I'll only plant beetroot again in probably April. I'll start again with my beetroot. So I'm going to use my pressure cooker because it just goes that much faster. And I'm going to, oh, hang on, I did say I was going to weigh it first. So let's have a look here. How much does this weigh? I think I'm only going to get one jar out of this, but that's fine. Let's see. 700 grams. Let's say 750 grams. Okay. So 750 grams of beetroot, which we're going to put on the stove and boil. So while I wait for the beetroot to boil, till it's nice and soft and tender, I'm going to juice my lemons. I'm not sure how much juice I'm going to get out of all of these lemons. So I'm just going to do, how many have I got here? 2, 4, 6. I've got 6 lemons. And I have read that if you heat them, like let's say you put them in the microwave for a bit, or you put them in boiling water for a bit, then the juice comes out better. But I'm not going to bother with that right now. I'm just going to use my trusty old Kenwood Multi Pro, and I'm sure I'm going to get just as much juice out like that. I'm not so sure about this big one. It looks a bit dodge. Not too bad. Okay, so I will juice this. You need 400 mils of lemon juice for this, and then 100 mils of water. So all in all, it's 500 milliliters of water. Okay. Well, you won't believe it. Those 6 lemons have given me exactly 400 milliliters of juice. So that's just grand. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this on the stove and bring it to the boil. So now I'm going to just add to a saucepan the lemon juice and a tablespoon of coriander seeds. the 200 grams of sugar. Really, you just want to dissolve that sugar in the lemon juice. Right, so once your beetroot is cooled down, then you can just slip off the skin, which is so easy to do. So I've already sterilized my jars. I just use bleach to sterilize mine. I'm not a purist, and you know, there's other ways of doing it. You can use something like Milton baby bottle sterilizer, or you can heat it in the oven. To me, that's just a lot of waste of electricity. Or I suppose you could put it in a big pot and boil them. For me, this is the easiest way to do it. I just put some bleach in it, close the lid, turn it upside down so the lid gets sterilized as well. Happy days. I've been doing it for years like that. Okay, I don't think I'm going to use both of these jars. I should probably have a smaller jar. It doesn't matter. We'll just do this, move that along. So I cut it, if they're a little bit bigger, then I'll cut it into 4. Otherwise, if they're quite small, just pop it in like that. And if they're really big, then I'll cut it maybe a little bit smaller. Oh, this one is quite fibrous. I think this one was actually already going to seed. Bother. Well, there you go. 700 grams is just enough for one big jar. I was really hopeful having 2 jars. Anyways, there it is. Now, it's really important that the lemon juice mixture is really hot, because that is going to seal, it creates the vacuum, and that's going to seal your jar, and that's going to keep it for a couple of months. I didn't do that on the last time I made, and then 2 jars fermented. I don't know, maybe you could still have eaten it. It just smelled very fermented, and that's not I don't like that. So the chicken's added. So then you just pour this in. Ooh. All the way to the top. And make sure your lid is on good and tight. There you go. So I think you would need to have about at least 1.5 kilograms for this amount of juice. So for the 400 milliliters of juice and the 100 milliliters of water, because I've still got quite a lot left here. This then only made 1 jar. That's fine. It's going to be amazing. Well, I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Eat What You Grow cooking show. I will be doing some more cooking shows in the future. I'm obviously just waiting for my produce to grow in the garden, and then I can show you what I'm going to do. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe and share with your friends. And please don't forget to ring that little notification bell, or hit the notification bell, so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a fantastic day further.